guys. Hey, what's up everybody? What's up YouTube? What's up world? What's up guys? Family, fans, anyone and everyone who will be tuning into this sooner or later? Check it out. Look at the front. We just logged in just now. We got a couple of homies here. Artsy, A1, and Native Spirit 22, both Americans from America. They're helping me today. Check it out. This is kind of a high view. My homie Artsy is from California, and Native is from Oklahoma. Yeah. Oh, and my baby's awake. You're supposed to be sleeping, child. What are you doing? So this is the boarding school, guys. We are back. Sorry, we had a couple of technical difficulties last video 10 minutes ago, but we are back. We had microphone issues because I'm such a noob at some of these things. I didn't know what was going on there for a moment, but yes, we are back here now, and check it out. Notice the road in the front, the long road. And we gotta build more of the landscape on the ground here. We gotta get a bunch of trees built and sprouted out here around in the front. Not much, but a pattern. We gotta get that pattern going in the front here. Then over here, we gotta build kind of a picnic ground, tree bushy area over here. Over here, we kinda gotta build a couple more shrubs, benches and stuff later on, though not right now, but later on. This over here on the side that I'm standing on is the female side, the girls' side of the building. Now back in the day when we were placed into these schools, we were separated between females and males, and on one side of the building was the male side, and on the other side of the building, on this side where I'm pointing, it was the female side, and they kept us on one side of the building from each other. Yeah. I explained in the last video the pattern of the building, but I'll try and go over it again. At the very bottom, on this side, on the, I guess you could say on the west wing, the very bottom was the junior boys playroom and play area, supervision area. On the east side was the girls play area. On the upper level was the intermediates and seniors play level. Same on the east was the girls, intermediate and seniors play and lounge areas. And at the very top levels were all the dorms where all the kids slept, all the mission children, as they call them, all the indigenous children. That's where they all slept, was here and there. Oh, you gotta beat it, kid. At the very top, some of the staff and other people slept, so we gotta build all the walls at the very third and fourth floor, and we gotta finish the second floor, which is not quite done yet, and we gotta do a lot in the basement. Hey, can you stop it?
Well, with these niggas sound sad as fuck. Then I'm bringing it real. They're like, oh. Oh.
Okay, guys, just 1 second. Yeah, kind of get used of each level a little bit and get an idea of where the stairs are and how to get in and out a bit. I'll be right back. I kind of have to go and deal with my little child here. She's awake and she's not supposed to be. So now I gotta go put her in her chair and prop her up and give her Peppa Pig or maybe Dora. But she's throwing around my wife's cell phone. Thankfully it has a safe case. A baby-proof safe case. Just because it's dead, she's trying to get the screen to turn on, but she can't. Okay, so yeah, get used to the second and first level real quick. It's not that hard to figure out, but we're gonna need to do a lot of patterning around in and out. 1 second. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. Where y'all at? Alright. Okay, I'm gonna start building the walls on the 4th floor. And you guys can kinda just chill. I'm at the very top level. Oh shit. You see how this one's right to the ceiling? That one over there is not. It needs to be right to the ceiling, and all of this needs to be up to the ceiling as well. These walls that I'm building now, see the little pattern that I got? Where's native?
I'm living the dragon.
He's on it, and he's on an adventure. Uh, yeah, just the two end doors. All those other ones don't need to be filled up. I was kind of wondering what you meant by every 5 blocks, but yeah, just the very two end. Yeah, except for that. Except that right there. Oh, right where you just filled up. Those were supposed to be doors. That one and the other very end. So the very one, two, three, the three other middle spaces you opened, or the four. Yeah, actually the four middle ones that you opened are not supposed to be there. Just a very yeah that one and all the other three on the other side of you, except for the end. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Philip. Yeah, fill up the window. Yeah, yeah, fill up the window. Destroy the window and make it a brick. There's no window over here. Can you guys hear Peppa Pig in the background?
Built with dragon.
Okay, you kind of get the idea right here, right?
Alright, I gotta head to bed. I'm tired.
You
But
going to bed, bro?
yeah.
Okay then. Good night, man.
Alright, kiss out later.
Good night, bro. Yes, yeah. There's not quiet, but they're in their room. Okay, I'm gonna go down to the next level and figure out the foundation to those walls. Going down to the third level, just the one below us. Alright, this is the dorm. This one's gonna be a little tricky, guys. I gotta remember exactly how this was made. And because I was rarely on the girl's side, I'm gonna wing it. I was always on the boy's side. I'm a wiggly worm. Little cartoon. Oh, I'm still a little gingerbread guy. Damn. I don't know how to change that. I'll just keep him. He's cool. Oh crap. Gotta have these little lights prepared too. There's supposed to be 2, but there's 3 for now, yeah. We're gonna put a block. I think we're gonna put sea lanterns lights right above them. You know what those are? So put the on the very top. Put sea lanterns above every door. For now, anyway. Says the time today. Did you do that? Ah, cool. Man, there's so much we could build. It's amazing. Yep. And then put sea lanterns on the third block. I think so, yeah. For now, yeah. Yo, hey, sorry about that. I had to grab my baby. Uh, on the fourth floor. Cause the third floor is pretty much done now. We just gotta get the third floor's walls up now. I'm gonna go take a look. Yeah. Man, I'm not feeling too well. Yeah, for some reason I feel like really nauseous. Like throwing up. Like I feel like throwing up. It's fucking weird. I don't like this feeling. It just happened here too, just like as you got off the microphone here, I started feeling like that. Yeah. I don't feel too good, it's fucked up. Ah, this looks nice though. Not right now, we'll just leave them up for now. We'll worry about the lighting later. Those cats. You know, some of the lighting you can get rid of. If it doesn't make sense and it's in a dumb place, you can take it down. Like that whole basement, like the way they have those lights all across. Like we gotta have to eventually take all that shit down too. Ooh. I'm trying to mentally get my mind in a better place, cause I feel a little fucking whack. Oh, maybe. Fuck, I don't know, but I don't feel too well. Like I feel like I'm about to get sick. And this doesn't happen too often. What in the hell? Right in the middle of doing something constructive and positive, here I go start feeling like this. Cause the doors on here are actually 2 blocks high. We're gonna have to keep them 2 blocks high. And then the third block. Yeah, I seen that. Don't worry about it though. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The kids showed me that. It looks a lot nicer too if they were 3 blocks high, but yeah. Like what about castle doors, Minecraft? I think I ate too much muffins. Too much chocolate muffins, yeah. It was my wife's birthday today, but she's sleeping right now, so we had a little birthday for her yet. Man, this is a whack feeling. I don't like this shit. I'm really getting sick, I think. The signs are everywhere. There's a fucking Betty Crocker box at my feet and there's a muffin all over the floor. Oh. The signs are everywhere, yeah. I think that's what's getting me sick. Damn. And not to mention, I am the one looking after the little baby. She's wide awake. She's supposed to be sleeping. Okay, give me one moment. I'm gonna mentally power through this feeling. Woo! Yes, exactly. With weed. Oh. My nose got stuffy too all of a sudden. Damn. Right away, just here in the past fucking... Well, I don't know if it's a whole ass flu yet. But in the past fucking 10 minutes here, just as you fucking got off the microphone and you were like, hold on a sec, Truth, I'll be right back or whatever. Right within that second, My body, I felt it in my body. I got like this ugly feeling. Yeah, it feels like nausea or something. Like I'm ready to puke. I don't. I know I can do that too. I know I can do that, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm trying to avoid that. Yeah, I can make myself throw up too if I wanted to. If I drink too much water too, I'll throw up. Yeah, if I over bloat with too much water, it will probably all come back up. So I'm trying to avoid drinking too much water right now. I'm above the building right now. I'm actually laying back, trying to not move too much. Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of on the third floor. There's a bunch of walls that need filling. All the foundation is built already.
I'm going undercover as a woman to find out what they go through every day. I discovered that women are called faggot a lot. I'm going undercover as a woman.
Say that again. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Ooh. On the third floor? Oh, just wait 1 second. Oh, I'll be right there. I'm coming. Uh, I am here. Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this right here, yeah, this needs to be all fixed up. All this needs to be taken down. This wall needs to be stripped the whole right down to the floor. Be careful with the white, because you're gonna need to replace there with the white. Yeah, but this needs to be filled in. And then just build the walls, or build the floor. I was noticing that earlier, I forgot to mention this. This was just unfinished from last time. And all this wall, just chop this wall right out and then just build all the 3 floors again. No. Wait. Yeah, yeah, give me one moment here. Yeah, take this wall out, and then just go to the wall there behind it. Build that floor. I'll just think of Minecraft, but not a sickness. Whew. Yeah, this whole wall is the main wall, so all this shit needs to fill in the floor, and then come up here. We'll take this lamp out. Yeah. It's like it's a little sectioned off bathroom area. We'll get it all slowly but surely. This wall right here needs to be taken down. This is a big room. This huge room right here. It's a big ass dormitory. This is where the junior boys had all their bunk beds. This is where I slept actually, and when I was a little boy, this is the room where I would be at. I'd come up these stairs here, and it'd be a little section off corridor here. I should, um, yeah, actually I should put a door right here too. Now that I look at it, I may have it a little off, but whatever. Doesn't have to be perfect. Or maybe it should. Oh, and to top it off too, this is the old 90s version of this building. This building was gutted and stripped and remade, I think, 2 times since then on the inside. So there's a lot of new walls placed in a lot of different places. A lot of these walls were knocked down, and yeah. So this is the this is the 1996 version that we're doing. The 1996 boarding school version we're doing, yeah. But after it closed down in 1996, it stayed closed down for roughly maybe close to 10 years, maybe 5. It stayed closed. The building itself, there was no reason for it for a while. But eventually, the community or the area, they opened up kind of like a group home or like a juvenile detention center for this building. And it turned into like an actual juvenile group home for bad and misguided and kids who needed like a place to stay that were like sentenced. You know, let's say you were in a bad teenager and you were sentenced to not jail, but you were sentenced to group home time, or you were sentenced or you were a foster kid and you were like a bad foster kid and you didn't like listen to anybody and you were one of those outcast foster kids who always broke the rules. You'd be sent to this building here, and they turned it into a place they called Four Directions, is what it's called, a 4D for short, and it was like this group home place for bad kids. Yeah. It was just like a little normal school. They didn't have no rights to beat the kids by this time. But they like it's just like a place to try and get kids to be good, I guess you could say. Oops. Ooh. Yeah, I'm feeling okay now. I'm not feeling so ugly. Yeah, it's subsiding, I guess you could say. The horrible, horrible feeling is going away. I hate being sick. Yeah. I'm carving out the other windows. I want to do the area around here for sure, but it's hard to say if it's possible. I gotta see how far the landscape could reach. It may not be possible. Yeah. Ooh. So much work put into this so far. It's amazing. Did you by any chance see how many days you put into GTA on your facts or your stats? Like, I think mine was like 30 or 47 days. 30 or 47 days worth of hours. Like a couple days ago. So yours is probably like that too. Probably 100 days. Ooh. Where's Javon at tonight? Yeah, don't mind me if I'm a little unparticipant. I'm still wavering the waves of feeling sick. One of my softest and coolest, nicest, sweetest cousins fucking knows how to handle um rifles for hunting. And I don't even know how to handle that shit too well yet. I'm a bad shot. Yeah, she's like a girl too. She's grew up on a farm all her life. She's like the sweetest, quiet, shy girl. Very, very nice. Off place. Yeah, just get rid of the window. Yeah. That's gotta be what it is. Last time I got like actual food sickness, it was from cake. From actual birthday cake. No. Oh, I think that's what it is. I only ate like 4 of them. Is that lots? 4? I lost count. Yeah. I still gotta build. I gotta go on Google, and I gotta go and do a little bit of investigating to figure out where the chimney is. There's a couple of little chimney pipes that I gotta build on here too. Yeah. Couple boiler room pipes that not me, but like on this building. Yeah. And there's also like a chapel on the in between here. That's why there's that space at the far on the very south end of the building. There's this open space here, right here, where the cement is. I gotta find a way to turn this into a. Let's see, where is this? 1 second. Got it. Oh shit! God damn it! Damn, what am I doing? Fucking map. It's coming along nicely though. We may have to create another trim of wall along the very bottom. See. If not a trim on the bottom, then I'll trim at the very top to make it look nicer. But not today, maybe another day. My kids still have to teach me how to make beds and seats and things like that because there's specific ways. Oh really? We gotta try possibly build bunk beds too. So I don't know how easy that's gonna be. But hopefully it's easy. We patched up that one wall beside the stairs real well, right? We did it properly? Oh yeah, yeah. That one wall that was above the stairs, I was wondering if it was patched up right. But yeah, it seems right. I remember when I was a little boy, when I was in here, maybe the first 6 months or so, there was a payphone on each end of the building, not too far outside of the playrooms. It was actually an actual payphone, like you put a quarter or nickel and dime in there, whatever. There's fucking payphones in these things. Like, yeah. So, you know, being a kid away from his mother and whatnot, I remember I used to get on that phone and try and press buttons and try call my mom. I used to try and get her to. I used to try and like just in hopes maybe get a hold of her through there. I actually kind of did too, but it was really trippy. Now get this. We learned that if you press 0, you'd be able to get in touch with an operator. And every so often, this didn't happen too often too, but every so often I'd go to the phone, I'd press 0, and we would get cheeky to the operator. If it wasn't me, it'd be other kids. But I remember there was me and this other kid one time, we were sitting around on this phone, and I don't know, I was really lonesome this day. I must have been like particularly lonesome at this time, and I remember saying I want to speak to my mom, I want to speak to my mom. So I pressed 0, and the operator got on the phone, and I'm a little boy, I'm like 6 or 7 years old in 1992, and she asked, the operator asked him like, oh, like, what do you, like, I forget exactly, the 0 number for operators at the time, they were like, just, I forget what exact purpose they had back then. I don't know if they have the same purpose now or what, but they were like, they could connect you, or they could give you certain numbers at the time too. Like, they were kind of like a phone book. If you needed a number, they were able to give you that number back a long time ago. And I remember when the operator answered the phone and she asked us what we wanted. I remember saying, I want to speak to my mom. I want to speak to my mom. And I knew where my mom was living, but I didn't know like the number of the place. She was staying at my grandfather Albert's house at the time, and I told the operator, I was like, I don't know the number. I don't know the number. I just know the name of the house. And they're like, well, what's the name of the house? I'll connect you. And this woman, she must have knew where we were calling from, because you know operators have that power. And I remember telling her that, you know, I miss my mom, whatever. And she actually connected me through to Albert Panesi's house, which was my grandfather at the time. And my grandfather answered, and then I could hear him yelling at my mom, Karen, you're wanted on the phone. And that was my mom's name at the time, or my mom, her name was Karen. And so all of a sudden, she comes on the phone, and I'm in the mission, like I'm in the boarding school, little tiny boy, and she gets on the phone, and I start talking to her, like, Mom, Mom, and she talks to me for like 5, 7, 10 minutes. Yeah, it was very, very sad, very depressing little time, but I managed to actually one time get through to her through most likely pity and most likely just sympathy from the operator. And we used to kind of harass these operators. I'm assuming daily they used to get bothered by us kids in this boarding school. These 0 operators. To press 0 and just wait for them to answer. Wait for them to answer. Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty trippy the fact that I was able to get through to the operator pretty much must have had, it wasn't her job to do that. I'm pretty sure it was against her protocol to do that if I'm not mistaken. Operators don't have the right to be doing that shit, but this specific operator, she kinda knew our scenario that we were calling from the boarding school. I would imagine this old woman now has that story. I remember a long time ago, the Indians from the boarding school used to call. Oh, poor operator. We used to, like, there were times where it wasn't so sad, it was actually kind of, we used to prank call that same 0 number. We used to ask, we used to ask the woman, like, where do babies come from and shit like that. We were like little damn kids asking the damn operators that question. Where do babies come from? Asking the operators that. I'm pretty sure she gave us an answer, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, she told us. I remember one of my substitute teachers told us specifically. I remember one of the kids in class asked, "Where do babies come from?" And I remember trying to be like, cause I didn't know the answer specifically, but I remember trying to be the clown of the class. And I said like, oh, they come from birds. The birds bring them, you know. The birds bring them in their mouth. Like, cause I had that idea of a stork. You know how big storks used to bring babies a long time ago in fairy tale. My substitute teacher just freaked out on me because cause I said that. Um, yeah, I remember saying that specifically. There's birds, big white birds. They bring babies in a blanket. You know, and just trying to. Just that it was my little kid story, right? That's all I really. And I didn't know fucking nothing about sex and whatnot. I was just a little guy, and and my substitute teacher, she really gets mad at me. What? That is so stupid. Where did you hear that? That's not where babies come from. That is not where babies come from. Babies come from the vagina. She gave me a whole fucking scientific breakdown of the fucking female genitalia. Yeah, she gave me a fucking breakdown of the female genitalia. I was like, fucking, like, jeez, she even used the word genitalia and everything too. That's where I remember using it. That's where I remember hearing that word for the first time. And she just got mad at me for, I guess, lying. Yeah, I was lying. I guess I was lying to the kids, cause they asked where the babies come from, and I was trying to tell them that it came from a bird. She just freaked out on me. Yes, I do. I just don't know how to put down, or I don't know where to get down, but I don't. Let me see. You guys can see you. I'm right around the corner. Just 1 second. Break through the wall. See, I broke through the wall because I'm Hulk. Let's try and make them wood, because in real life they're wood. Like, even the color of this floor is off too, to be honest. But whatever. If we can get them wood, it should be real. I don't know, show me. Show me what you got. And show me the other one. We'll use that one. Yeah. Just to change it up a bit. This dark brown one looks okay, but it looks too outside. This one looks like oak, kind of. Yeah. And you can do that to both sets of stairs on the boys' side and on the girls' side. There's even a boy that fell down through here. I don't know if he jumped down or what. Yeah. They were fucking fooling around, and there was a kid who fell all the way down here and banged his head a couple times. Doo doo doo. Banged his fucking face and head and shit. He's pretty hurt. I don't know if he I don't know whatever happened to him. I know he wasn't killed, but he was pretty damn hurt. He was fooling around. I think that's what they say. I don't know. Maybe he got thrown. Maybe one of his friends threw him down or some shit. But yeah. Senior boys were mean. They didn't give no shits. They were fucking animals sometimes. We junior boys had to defend ourselves against the seniors and the intermediates because they did not care about us. Bully mentality, gang mentality. Partially anyway, not quite gang mentality, but it's still kind of formulated out there. Well, it actually formulated after the fact. After the boarding schools, gangs became very popular. There wasn't too much. I put another one more. Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah, that looks cool. Yep. Yeah, there's two staircases. The junior boys. This is the junior boys staircase here, and I gotta go to the junior girls side. Yeah, when I was a little boy, I had this one female who used to follow me around a lot. She used to be kind of a weirdo. She was, I don't want to say, uh, I don't know what, she just liked to really, and she was an intermediate girl, and I was a junior boy. And that's just like, yeah, junior boys are like 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 years old. Intermediate boys are like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, whatever. Senior boys are like 13, 14, 15, 16 year olds. 17 or 18 maybe. You'd be lucky. Most of the kids who made it past 16 to 18 there, it was very rare for kids to make it to 18 unless they were like, their parents were dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mic cut off.
Oh, sorry about that. It was very rare for kids to be 18 full of age, cause only if like they were real foster kids or if their parents were dead, that was the only time they'd be there that long. Because most times once you were old enough to run away, like most kids would run away or most kids would get picked up and taken out, or yeah. So there wasn't too many kids who made it up to 18, 19 years old. Just some of them. I have my cousin actually. Oh no, my auntie. Yeah, she's my auntie. We were kind of like at the same age too, so we kind of see each other as cousins. But she's my auntie. She was a lifer. She spent grade 1 all the way to grade 12 there, in this boarding school.
Damn.
Yeah, she was a foster kid.
Same place for 12 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, spent her whole childhood in this boarding school. I spent 4, 6, almost 6 years. Me, 4 maybe altogether. Because I was taken out every so often. You know, my mom would come to her senses, or she'd get lonesome and she'd pick me up for a couple of weeks, or maybe, if I was lucky, a couple of months. But I'd always get taken back. And me and my generation are the last generation of Aboriginal and Indian kids who spent their childhoods in these places. Like, I'm the last generation technically, yeah. Yeah, so people are gonna be fucking nagging me for my story sooner or later. I plan to tell it too. I gotta just find a way to tell it. Other than building it here in Minecraft, I plan on telling the story of it. Canadian and North American history, yo. Intense, racist, and segregated North American history. And the purpose of these buildings were to de-assimilate the Indian from the Indian, and to assimilate the Indian into the white man's world. That's the only purpose for these buildings. The Canadian Prime Minister, the very first Canadian Prime Minister, a majority of his monuments are being taken down because of his ways and the way he treated Indigenous people and Aboriginal Indians. They're literally having big protests. You know how they've been doing that around America lately? They've been taking down Confederate monuments because there was a lot of racism and a lot of... Yeah, yeah. Well, they've been doing that out here in Canada too. And the very first Prime Minister's statue has been taken down, I think, in 3 places, and I think certain cities are doing petitions to change street names because there's a lot of streets in certain cities that have that name. Hit the Prime Ministers, and so the very first Prime Minister of Canada, he has a notorious history, very much like George Washington of America. George Washington has a notoriously psychotic and crazy history too. But yeah, our first Prime Minister, he's responsible for starving the Indians. Yeah, they not yeah, he put in a few legislations and a few Indian acts that allowed the Indians nothing, almost nothing, and then he put in actions that literally took food and resources from the Indians, and then they watched hundreds of Indian tribes slowly disintegrate, and it went from like 120,000 tribes, oh no, 120,000 as a population to like 60,000 in a matter of 2 years. So that was like one half of a whole native population dropped in 2 years because of mass starvation. Yeah, everywhere, like fucking everywhere, all over Canada, all over Eastern Canada. Well, when you're the leader of a country, you can kind of do things like that legally. And because we as Indians, we weren't looked at as humans until 1926, and we weren't able to legally vote until 1974. So just imagine that we weren't even considered human until 1926. Like we were considered lower established humans prior to that. So back then, of course, it was very easy for them to starve us when they didn't look at us like them. They looked at us like very much like animals. So when they have us documented as savages and only will be savages in record, when the first Prime Minister of Canada is saying that on document, that's how they looked at us, right? They looked at us like we were like beasts and creatures. So it was very easy for them to implement rules and law. And one of our main resources were buffalo, and only buffalo. So they ran these laws where they stripped, they took down, and they pretty much wiped out the Indians' food resource, because we used buffalo for not only food, we use it for tools, and we use it for clothing, and I think that was pretty much it. But those are like those are the main things we lived by, right? Was so when they took away the rights to the buffalo, they pretty much took away our rights to live. That was our way of looking after ourselves. Oh yeah, and then after that, so after maybe about 100 years of starving the indigenous and native cultures, they implemented two other laws which made Indian powwows illegal and Indian potlucks illegal, which made it even more harder for us to communicate, congregate, and share our resources with each other. So not only were we stripped away from having the resources of Canada and having the government give us anything or have them provide for us, they stripped everything from us, and then they put in laws where we weren't even allowed to share our resources with each other. So that made it even much more harder for us to even communicate with each other or to be in association with each other, not even sicked tribes against each other's, because we weren't even allowed. They literally put laws in where we couldn't share things like potlucks, and that's what a potluck is like a gathering where we bring our food and our resources together and we share and we hand out and we give each other, right? That's what it's a sharing dinner. 1 second. Can you quit scaring her? But yeah, they made fucking powwows and potlucks illegal so that we couldn't congregate and hang out and feed each other. Let alone them not feeding us, and let alone us are there. They literally starved us like fucking. So now there's about fucking 7 generations of malnourished Aboriginal people nowadays because we've gone through 7 generations of starvation. Yeah, and these boarding schools are part of that. Sometimes these buildings would get so full that they wouldn't be able to look after groups and groups and groups of children, so they'd line them up like Jewish kids and they would shoot them and bury them. Yeah. There's footage, there's pictures and documentation of them not being able to look after, or well, so they say, but there was like no room for some of these groups of children when they'd have hordes of children hauled away from communities and they would have nowhere to bring them. There'd be like groups like 8 or 14 or even 30 kids lined up, and they'd just take them out back and deal with them as they felt. Oh, that roughly in the early 90s, 1920s, up to go roughly about 1930, and it kept on going prior to before all that. Like 1800s, that was very common, and yeah. But we started getting, like I said, we started being looked at as humans in the 1920s, 1927. So by that time is when things kind of started being a little bit more lenient, but that's when the sexual abuse started coming with the priests and whatnot. So when they weren't allowed to actually slaughter us and kill us, they assimilated us through sex and abuse after that. Yeah, it just doesn't get any better. Just gets worse. Yeah. So all the walls on the 3rd and the 2nd and the 4th floor are all built, right? I wanna go see how the basement looks. I think we're pretty close to building almost the whole foundation of the inside. There's a lot of things we could touch up, but I'll save some of it for later. I gotta figure out how to do some of the furniture, build a couple more walls here and there. But there is so much to do. Oof. Let me get this window right here is covered by a wall. Was that me who did that? No, that can't be taken out. We're gonna have to take this whole wall out and make it up to this. Take all this out. delicioso. Yeah. I heard my daughter, my little youngest one, she said the words abuela at 3 months. Um, Dora's, well, I think grandmother. It means grandmother. I think abuela. Um, I was holding her right in my lap. She was very, very tiny, like very small little baby at the time, like unable to even barely say mom and dad yet. I don't even think she knew how to say mom and dad too well at all yet. She was just, she was very far from saying her first words anyway. And I know, I'm not talking about that to you. Here, very far from saying her first words at the time. She was like 3 months. I was holding her, sitting on my lap, and we were watching Dora, and it was like maybe one of her first or second times ever really watching Dora. And I was sitting there, and I was watching it, and she was watching it, and I was adoring her at the very moment. And Dora was like, "Can you say abuela?" Or you say, or like she's like teaching her viewers how to say abuela and what abuela meant and whatever. And my daughter, being 3 months, she was watching this, and I was watching her watch this. And as Dora said, "Can you say it?" My little baby, being as tiny as she was, she said it as plain as day. And she was so small, it was almost impossible and amazing at the same time. Yeah, because she's so tiny and whatnot. So I literally witnessed a fucking miracle to, cause like I know that babies can, they're very observant. I've heard it on a number of occasions that babies are like geniuses up till around the age of 5. They're constantly observing and they're constantly taking in information, and they're always, 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 always running on a genius level. Even though they're babies and they don't seem like that, and they're just slobbery little messes, in the background of their minds, like they're running on a genius level because they're new to the earth and they're learning at a geometric rate. Just super fast. So, my daughter, after that, she didn't say too much words. She didn't like immediately start knowing how to say abuela or start talking or saying mom and dad right away. It took her another few months to even say anything else. But at that very moment, when Dora was telling her to say abuela, she said it specifically and as plain as day and answered to Dora, abuela, like abuela, little tiny baby voice,
Yeah.
like her mind must have said it, so her mouth must have said it too, you know. And it was almost kind of like a fluke. Like I don't think that was supposed to happen. like Like God accidentally let that one slip. Like, oh, hey, oh, wait, oh, whoa, what's going on? No, nope, no baby's talking here. You know. Cause I was stunned because I know I have two kids here, right? I have babies, and I know that it's it's remarkable. It's just the fact that it happened and at such a young age. Like maybe, sure, maybe at like 2 days old, it would have been even a better miracle. But she was, yeah, straight out the womb saying sentences, you know. But she was very tiny at this point. She didn't even know how to talk at all. She barely even know how to hold her head up. You know, it was a beautiful thing. And I was fortunate enough to witness that, you know, like I witnessed kind of like impossible, it was supposed to be impossible, you know? Yeah. You know, I don't know. I think I may end the stream here and save the rest for another day. Because right now, because we did a lot already. We did all the inside walls now, and I was expecting that to take a while. But we'll go back to it and touch up what we may have to. There's a little bit more we have to do on the inside. There's a lot to do on each level still. But we do got the foundation of the outside and the inside. All standing. We gotta build a landscape a little bit more. There's a few trees we have to erect. It's an ugly word. And you know, we've got to build like a little park or a little picnic bench area over here, and then just work on the whole landscape on the outside. And then after that, we could start doing the little village on way over here. I'm gonna start actually finding out where I can do this, because there's a little village with about 8 houses we gotta build over here. Maybe we'll cut out those holes now. How about right here? I don't want to make it too realistic, but I wouldn't go here. That road even need. You hear yelling Dora? Can you hear that? Yeah. To get an idea of where we are. Just that is so neat. That is neat. That looks like the boarding school. That should be about right. We gotta carve out 8 of these massive holes. In a specific area, so I gotta figure out how much blocks are going one way and how much blocks are going the other way, so we can, because they're all about the same size, all these houses. I can't believe They're in a kind of like a cul-de-sac, so I'll be patterning, you know what I mean when like I say cul-de-sac, they're kind of like in a U shape. So I'll be figuring that out. So this is like the first one. I thought this was gonna be the second one, but this still looks a little too close to the building, so. It's good, it's good, it's good. Don't worry about it. Okay, before I start doing this. Okay, there's where the next one's gonna start. Yeah. But we'll just work on the first square for now, so we'll just cut this out and we'll end the stream. So let's not push it up. You know what, I'm starting to think that that fucking 6ix9ine guy didn't get robbed. I think it's just a publicity stunt. Like it's just publicity. You just need something. If you want to, but it's all up to you. So fun. Man, I can't believe I fucking fell like that here not too long ago and got sick. Or almost got sick. Yeah, that was so fucked up. I feel okay now. Oh. Yeah, yeah. We still have this. Now you gotta build some of that. So, I'll give you an idea. So these holes that we're digging now are the basement foundations to the houses nearby. Now, after this building closed in 1996, I was raised in these houses, or in one of these houses, for a long time after that, from roughly 96 all the way to about 2003, and then I just lived around the area up till about 2007, and then I moved away to the big city. Yeah. These were like reserve houses. This is where Indians had actual homes, and they still live there to this day. My grandmother still lives in one of these houses. So the one we're building now is not the house, but this one over here that I just kind of started a corner, this will be her house. That will be the neighbors, I think. But I'm gonna take a screenshot of this real fast. Can you set it to night and turn the rain off? How do you do that? Ooh. You are a fucking wizard. I'm gonna post somebody's pics on Facebook. They'd be like, oh shit, he's fucking building the mission. You goddamn rights. Yeah. Alright guys, check it out one more time. I just took a few screenshots here and there. Peep the work. I am gonna end this video. I'll be returning. Oh, damn, microphone's fucking up. Sorry about that. I am gonna end this video now. Goddamn microphone. Alright, let me try that again. I am going to be ending this video now. So, if y'all made it this far, that is great. Make sure and hit that subscribe button. Go and check out all the other work and all the other material and all the other projects, music, and all the other gaming that we do on this channel. There's a lot going on. I try and do things daily, but man, I've been getting so distracted lately with all the shit that I've been doing at home. I got a lot of music coming out. Stay tuned for that. For everyone that supports me, I greatly appreciate y'all. For everyone that don't, y'all can kiss my ass. But anyway, peace guys, good night, one love, and much respect. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out of here.